Well, not too long ago, we chatted with Tamara about the turkey trot, which benefits Sheppard Pratt. And my next guests are with Sheppard Pratt doing some really cool outreach to our veterans. I want to welcome Jeff Nash and Tami Hardesty from Sheppard Pratt. Welcome.
Hey,
Thank you.
thanks for having us.
Tami's not excited about this interview. It's okay because I know she's excited about what she works on, and that's the most important thing. So first, Jeff, why don't you tell our viewers your role at Sheppard Pratt, and then we'll let Tami go.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, so my name is Jeff Nash. I am the Supportive Services for Veteran Families, or SSVF, Program Director. I've been with Sheppard Pratt since 2011, but I've transitioned to the veterans side of the team back in 2022. So working on a few years here and helping to house veterans and keep veterans housed.
So that's really your role, is specifically looking at the homeless veteran population and assisting them.
That's correct. Yeah, veterans who are literally homeless or facing eviction.
Yeah. All right, Tami, how about you? How long have you been with Sheppard Pratt, and what is the role that you have?
Sure. I've been with Sheppard Pratt from December 2017, and I started out as the intake case manager all of Western Maryland. And then I got promoted up to intake outreach manager. So what me and my team does is make sure that the veteran family is eligible for the case management program.
Okay. And so when you say eligible, obviously, are you looking at like their benefits and what they're able to, the services they're able to receive from you guys?
Yeah. So we're looking at a slew of things. First and foremost, we're looking at that there's a veteran in the household that's coming through our services, and that's defined by a veteran who is coming to us from the Army, the Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and so forth. They are someone who has served active duty or active duty for training. They've been released from the military, so they are no longer in active, and that was not a dishonorable discharge,
right?
As well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So is this veterans program new for you guys, or new-ish, or have you guys always kind of worked with our veterans and, trying to get them the help that they need?
Yeah. So we've been around for a long time.
For about 15 years, SSVF program first started.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Sheppard Pratt SSVF team has been around since the inception, formerly known as Alliance, but we are Sheppard Pratt and a part of the health system.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, we do know that it is an extraordinary cause to help our veterans, continue productive and, hopefully good life after their service to our country, which we are so appreciative of course. And we love that you guys are doing this. What can people in our community do to support what you guys are doing, support the work that you're doing with our veterans?
That's a fantastic question. I think first and foremost, see something, say something, provide resources. And the most important thing is, if you see someone who needs help, we need to, figure out a way to get them to the resources they need. Individuals who are community members of Frederick or anywhere that we service, we're not necessarily looking for them to go out of their way and be the savior of that individual and really support them. We would love for them to be connected to our services, for us to be aware that they are homeless or in need. I think that's one of the most interesting pieces to the puzzle, is that we've been here for so long, but not everyone is aware of all the services offered to them in their communities. And so that's really why we're here today.
Yeah, that is a very good point, right? Because we have, especially here in Frederick, we're very lucky that there's so many organizations who are trying to help a lot of people.
Right.
And in that line, let me ask you, do you guys also work with other organizations locally to see if there is a place that they can be referred to if you can't help, or vice versa?
Yeah, so with Frederick and everywhere we serve, we're working with the local continuum of care teams in those counties and in those regions. We're working with local shelter programs, and we're also working with the housing commissions to make sure that veterans are identified when they're coming through their resources or their agencies. And we always, of course, we are a VA funded program. So we're always connected with the VA, and the VA has outreach workers in Frederick County and in every county in the state. And so we, Tami, especially as a Western Maryland kind of specialist, really connects with those folks to make sure that they have, they're aware of where we are and what we can do.
And I'd like
Tammy's
to
our
add,
girl. I like it.
can I add to that? So,
Of course.
building up the program in Western Maryland was a challenge. So I took a lot of time making those relationships with other nonprofit organizations. And so we collaborate greatly. So for example, Platoon 22, they're my go-to. Whenever they have a homeless veteran or a veteran facing homelessness, they refer over to us. So we do a lot of collaborating work within the county.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome to hear, because you don't want these great organizations stepping on one another. You know what I mean? We want to help the people we want to help, but if there is a local, not that you guys aren't local, but if there's a resource here that can either use your help and support or vice versa, it's nice to know that you guys collaborate together and do whatever is best for the veteran. And we do talk about the Veteran Service Center quite a bit, and Platoon 22 and all the great stuff they're doing in support of our veterans. So if someone comes across a veteran that they feel like, could pass along your details, where should we tell them to contact, or how does that work?
So generally we have a call center who will take the calls. Anybody can call, the veteran, family member, anybody, to talk to one of the representatives to schedule an intake.
Okay.
Yep. And then once the intake is scheduled, they'll meet with the intake coordinator, who will go in a little bit deeper to gain the story of the veteran. And it's all case by case, really. But the first step is to call.
Okay.
Call or email our number.
Is there anything else for you guys that you really wanted to touch on that we haven't yet at this point?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
An important point in this case management program is that we follow the VA's housing first model. So whether a veteran is employed, has income, no income, is
Dealing with substance
use, mental health, we house the veteran first, and everything else comes second, because just like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you need that safety. So once the veteran family is safe and secure, then that stressor is gone and they can focus on, getting themselves better.
I mean, that makes perfect sense. Obviously, it's very difficult to try to help somebody with anything when they're still struggling to get their family a safe place to sleep, or themselves, or anything like that. So that makes perfect sense. And how is the housing situation from your point of view for our veterans going?
It's hit or miss, because just like any person, there's a background, there's a story. So we go into the prison systems, we go everywhere there's a veteran in need. So depending on the background, the credit, those are barriers, but we have placed a lot of things to reduce those barriers.
Yeah, we have some. The VA has been really collaborative in the sense that they open up what we're able to do and able to provide to the veteran and to the landlord. We recently did a landlord summit in the Baltimore area a few months ago to sort of help the folks in our communities understand who we are and what we do around housing veterans. And also there's things that the VA's allowed us, like incentives to landlords for those situations that Tami mentioned, where they maybe have a poor credit history or a legal history where the landlord's not too keen on housing someone with those issues, but we're able to provide additional assistance financially and just support to make sure that those concerns are addressed.
Yeah, that's great. And for anyone watching, just understand Sheppard Pratt is statewide in Maryland, not just Frederick County, but they do cover Frederick County as well. But certainly, if you have somebody who is out of county, don't worry. These guys are there to help you as well. Awesome. All right. Well, we really appreciate everything you're doing for our veterans because they have given so much for us. And again, if there's ever anything that we can do to support you, please let me know. But I do love that you guys work with our local organizations up here so we can continue to support them. And in turn, hopefully that trickles down to you guys as well. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate
Thank you very much.